guys, our time gap has been, what do you say, it's gone. We cannot sort of take this fight any longer. We got to bounce back. Very great to see them work out that well. But game number 2, game number 6 overall is starting once again. Fair playing, as you can see. And what I'm liking to see yet again, all of KEBAB joining out together.
Yeah, straight away, they're doing it. They're listening. They're like, oh, okay, it didn't work out. Commentators kept giving us a hard time. Let's see what we can do this time around.
Yep, see Azerin and the company from AVANGAR actually not opted to go East Coast this time around, saying, no, I mean, there's no reason to go Milta if Primorsk is free. Let's just go down there and get looted up. We're used to these areas of the map, so might as well do that. They'll hope, of course, that a circle is going to go somewhere within the area of the western side of the map, but we'll see in just about a half-minute's time where exactly these guys will be forced to go.
MYM switched things up this time, though. They're not going to be heading over to military base. They may have thought, okay, it's just a little bit too far for us to go and try and take that challenge this time around. We don't want to have to go in for a hard rotation. We'll kind of buy ourselves a little bit more time and fingers crossed for a more central circle again, as they keep seeing.
MEETYOURMAKERS, they're doing the same split they did in the first game yesterday, and it never worked out the way that they wanted it to. They're doing a Ruins split and Watertown, and that's very interesting to me.
No, the first game they did was definitely the military drop.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That wasn't it. I'm actually done. But wow, talking about Western circles for AVANGAR, I guess they're liking that. But yeah, they're very much were military. They realized they can't go down there. Now they're up there instead. Sorry, completely misinformation there. Thank you, James, for correcting me.
That's all right. That's all right. It happens. There's a lot of moving parts with this to try and keep track of. But yeah, they have avoided military base this time around. And maybe actually, given the circle, they're probably thinking, oh, we could have really gone for it this time. It would have still been a very difficult bridge cross regardless.
Yeah, it would have been hard to... I mean, one thing is it would have been hard to leave there, but it would have been equally hard to get down there. Because as you can see, you have Unique down there. You have BESIKTAS going outside of Pochinki for vehicles. It would be very tough for them to get vehicles to even rotate down to military base. So smart of them not to. But for a team in the likes of Novo in Unity, sitting all the way now up in Kameshki and Stalpa, they're probably thinking, maybe we should have gone back to something closer because they have a long rotation. Not only is it far, but they also have a ton of teams they have to figure out how they can maneuver around.
Yeah, this is to become a really interesting circle. Bit of a battle going on here between MYM and Sweaty Nerds. Memo intends he gets himself the knock. The finish will come in straight away as well. No hope for them to try and fight back, and not an ideal start for Sweaty Nerds at all. MYM still happy to engage in these fights straight away.
I mean, if I know Memo, he's looking at the kill feed right now. So wait, MEETYOURMAKERS. What are you guys doing up here? This is not your spot. What is going on? And this area of the map is already, I mean, highly sort of populated enough with teams in Rust, like teams looting on the eastern side of apps, and then you have a school team looting on the western side. And now MEETYOURMAKERS come and say, wait, can we fit in here as well? And clearly they, well, I mean, they took the space they wanted, but the Memo unfortunately went down in their transaction there.
Now, I'm going to be really interested to see what AVANGAR can do here, right? Because this is a time where the circles come straight on to benefit them. They're in a good position. They've got not really too many teams around them, right? They've got the space to work with here. How much can they get done now? Because like we said, they're starting to look better. QUICKMATH got themselves all the way up in the north in Severny. They're like, okay, we've gone for it again. This is all right. We get the loot we want. We know how we're going to play this. But it's the rotation back in that's going to be interesting for these guys.
Exactly. We see we need a home here. They got plenty of room to rotate down on the western coast. The only really obstructions they have down there could be KEBAB'S, could be the guys from VENKONAS, but they should not be an issue at all. Polarox, sorry, will be going down in just a moment. We saw one player already further down. That's going to be Rita, trying to see if they can get themselves a southern position. But for a team in AVANGAR, sitting on the far southern side, by Primorsk, sure they're in the circle, but they now have to make their way north. They got to go up and take a somewhat center position around Quarry, preferably even a little further north, before all these other teams start to make their way down. Now is the gap when they say, good, we got the circle, we got the loot, we got a city to loot, means we also have vehicles, at least some hard spawns to work with. We got to go up now and get ourselves a good spot, because we cannot be fighting on the edge in the final circuits of the game.
Now, one thing there, we did just previously see Zyphon from Sweaty Nerds over on the screen. Now, he's actually announced today his retirement from PUBG. He's moving over to a different game. But the thing that here is a little bit of a problem. He's going to play throughout the rest of this phase, but going into phase 2 for Sweaty Nerds, they need to do as much as possible in phase 1 because you're going to have to introduce a new player, change up the dynamic within a team, and that's always something that's quite hard to do, especially when you're mid through the tournaments.
Very, very much so. Unseen, having heard the entirety of VENKONAS making their way down towards the compound on the center side of the compound, or in the center of the compound, or in the center of the circle, I guess you should say, sorry. He will have all the info there from the swamp area. Question is going to be whether they'll want to make a move on it. Just use that info to say, well, now we know that compound's taken, we'll just take something else. If I know the kebabs right, they probably will.
Yes. Oh, yes, they continue to do that, but they've got a good chance here, I think. This is going to be a nice, interesting to see how they deal with maybe some early battles early on rather than kind of fighting their way outside of it all. Now,
like
reciprocity, though.
Yeah, safe rotations through the area that, well, it's probably flipped more vehicles than any other area on the map. But yeah, it's an interesting area to drive on through. But as you can see, Hexetti, at least seemingly knowing what he's doing with the vehicle right there. See the area down here. I mean, if I know, it's like when you play Minesweeper, right? You think there might be a mine there, just like you put the flag on, boop, that's a place we're not going. Then we have a crate. Far out in the ocean it goes. I'm gonna put my bet down that nobody's gonna go for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't really want to risk it. You know, Team Kebab, they like to do some fun things, but I don't think Sheesh is really gonna go for it.
No, I mean, it would be a split. So, no, but it's not going to happen. It will be very strange to see anyone go off with a crate. Nonetheless, we are seeing teams make their way down. BESIKTAS have taken control of the quarry area, at least the eastern side of it. Unique has made their way over to the zigzag or snake compound, just on the eastern side of it. And for the guys in AVANGAR, they need to make their way out now. As we talk about these teams, they're making their way further down south. And the longer they wait, the more teams they will have to sort of rotate into. If they get up there early, they can sit, they can shoot at people, keep them at bay. They do not want to fight their way into a circle that was actually gifted to them right from the very start.
And BESIKTAS had a really nice game one, right, in terms of it was a lot better than what we saw from them yesterday. If they can keep this up throughout day 2, they've got a good chance to do it here. And Lipson's going to be the first player to get knocked down. Not going to be finished off just yet. QUICKMATH kind of jumping around here, looking to try and get involved in it, but those vehicles are long gone. The spray is coming out from it, and this is where the big rotations come round. There's 3 different teams grouped up around the same area looking to take a very similar approach back into this circle.
We talked about the team in We Need a Home not having any issues. They would be safe, and safe. Not expecting the Gatka split team to go this far southwestern. They ran straight into that compound. Unfortunately, at least for now, they only lost one guy. Might even be able to get rest, but Unique losing a player that's definitely not getting back up on his feet. Vehicle is upside down, and there's no way in hell they're getting that player back up alive.
Yeah, that would be a great feat to be able to try and do, but it probably isn't going to happen. Shiv jumping around here. He had a good lot of fire shots onto other teams that they were trying to escape. Gives them the information to play off here is Ensalenso. He had some good games yesterday. He was looking strong as an individual player. Going to be the first one down from QUICKMATH here, which isn't what they're going to want to see. He gets caught off guard and very far away from the rest of his team here.
Something you can kind of silver line, right? When a team stops to shoot at a team, then they go past you, say, oh, that's too bad. But then they stop, and then you try to drive, and then they kill you. It's like, ha-ha! Guess who got the better end of the stick there?
That's quite interesting, though, because QUICKMATH are going to be holding the bridge here, so they may have to push all the way around. Peltsy, in the meantime, though, is going to have to go all the way around. He's going to avoid this. He doesn't want to be picked off, especially with his team only having 3 players now.
And look at the south down there, how concentrated it already is. The forest area south of Gatka around Quarry. So many players down there, and the company of 4 from AVANGAR will have a hard time getting out of this area if the circle goes east.
Like you were saying, right, when we were just looking at the map previously, there is so much action to potentially happen here towards the south side of the circle. AVANGAR, they had all that time to themselves, and now it's got a little bit closer.
That's the area of this area of the map, the western side of, southwestern in particular, area of ERANGEL. So many fields, so many open areas, and I'm not talking just a few bunches with a lot of, with some flat areas. No, these are legit fields. You see them on the map right here as well. So much of this is rather unplayable, especially early on in the game where you don't want to sort of risk everything, but holy whack-a-mole, what a hell of a circle. Sure, there are teams in already, but for anyone that aren't, and even for some of the teams that are in the circle but not in the best position, you might just want to go down towards Ferry here because that's going to be all that's left coming into the, well, I mean, I guess you can say a half minute from now.
Yeah, Wizards at the moment are probably looking at this and going, great, we're not working on this. We can't catch a break at all. Sheesh from Team KEBAB'S is taking a few shots off there, but he can't make any of them connect just yet. And you got to say, this has been a rough circle game. It's probably the first real tough one we've had, actually.
Issue here being next circle could shift further down towards the water as well. We saw that AVANGAR made their way down towards the southern side of the beach road there. We'll try to see if they can hold off people from making that transition across, while also, hopefully for themselves, being able to keep an open spot in the forest should they be pushed back. But we see 3 guys in 1 vehicle pushing into a very condensed area. It's going to be a tricky rotation to make it on through. Dix here as well, taking some shots on towards multiple teams, both Unity and Reciprocity losing players now.
Yeah, not an ideal start for them at all. ELGIG, though, they went out early on last time around, going to try and get themselves a little bit of a stacked-up chance here as they're going to continue to take on the shots here. In the meantime, Intense has gone down. He's at least been knocked for now. Will he be finished off as another tail? Scoom having a good scout around, and he wants to be able to try and put this fight at bay.
They know for a fact there are players around here. They lost Stanton in the field early on, but now they're making this fight a 3v3 if they want to take it. There you go. Drainy's getting the knock onto one, and their finish off as well. And Intense goes down too. Now for Flowey and for Finkwin, they just have to say, you know what? We lost the fight. Got to run back. Hope for some circles coming our way in the later circles.
Yeah, MYM, a good game coming out from them yesterday. And then the starting game here today was looking strong as well. They need to be able to try and keep this up. They can't afford for these early drops to come in and play off. Unique in the meantime, though, will continue to push them away.
Yep, they have to make that run continuously down north. I mean, they're running further and further outside of the circle. Yeah. I guess this, I mean, sure, now they're being shot at by VENKONAS, but the good thing you can say about these open areas being just 1 or 2 players alive, you don't take up that much space, so having that one push to play around can, I mean, sometimes when you're in an open area, if you're in a bad position, you might just want to be fewer numbers because you're harder to notice. You don't take up much space. You don't make much sound for yourself. Orange Snow going down there as well. Unfortunately, Siphon securing himself the kill on towards him there. Just waiting for that new circle to pop. We can see the North continues to be more and more condensed with players. Now Wizards trying to get in the action up there too.
And Unity, despite that high kill game earlier, they're in a really rough spot now. Just one player left alive for that team after a huge first game.
Wizards are just pulling up on this. I don't know if they know that Finkwin is in here. He's just floating behind the tree. Like, can you please not come here? And they do decide to go to the other side. Probably just going to sit up here for a little while, wait for the new circle to pop. They heard shots fired, but I don't think they realized that it wasn't towards them, that it was actually towards Finkwin. But now Finkwin does go down. Wizards spot him, unfortunately. And for Flowey now, all he can do is chill inside that shack and hope these guys, they go away before they take him down.
Yeah, Flowey going to be a little bit rough for him to try and make that work there. It's always going to be more difficult. His teammate trying to fire off some shots. Does actually manage to get O'Connell on the knock, but that's all he's going to be able to do. MEETYOURMAKERS will be the first team going down, but QUICKMATH want to try and take down Wizards now. He's spotting him out in the open, but he's not able to land these shots. This is where it starts to get a little bit awkward.
Indeed it is. New circle does pop as well. Continues to center up a little more. I guess you can say still includes a vast majority of the water. At least 1/3 of it, I would say, is water down there on the southern side of the circle. Forest very much available for anyone wanting to push in there, and you see the guys in AVANGAR making that run across too. But for now, QUICKMATH currently sitting in 2nd place, trying to see, or 3rd place make that, trying to see if they can get the better of Wizards.
And that's what it's going to come down to, right? Wizards, they were very much out in the open, weren't aware of what was happening around them. Now drop the smokes, having known that they're under heavy fire. VENKONAS, they're looking to try and get involved in this as well. Take advantage of their spots. Wizards kind of currently pushing into him. O'Connell's getting actually up close and personal here. Might be able to try, while all their focus is on the rest of his teammates, to push up on the side and try and sideswipe him out here.
Main issue right now is that while this is all good and fun, they can potentially kill each other and get points off of it. Circle's going to close in, well, now. And none of these people are close to the circle. They need to continue to make their way down south. And the more they wait, the more they kind of try to trip over each other, the more space they're leaving for opponents to take. Test 333 has gone down towards Crory, taking a spot, but for Wizards, they have not been down here yet. This is all new territory for them, and they do not know what they're up against.
Yeah, and that's the problem here, right? They can't see anything. And, oh, I called it wrong. They must have been right on top of each other when I was looking at the map. There's still 2 players of Unity left alive, so not a bad spot for them to be in, but not the best either. They're just going to kind of bide their time just a little bit here. As KEBAB'S, Mr. Unseen finds the knock on to Drone Transporter.
And we got looking for a team on the far western side there. You see widely split. KEBAB'S trying to hold them off. Smart positioning. They've got MFS trying to hold the left backside. But as you can see as well, they are allowing the push over the road. And for Shiz and company, they need to make their way down towards the compound in order to stay safe.
AVANGAR have worked their way more towards the center as well, as you just saw. Now going to be looking at the P6 to see what he can get done here. He's going to be scouting around, moving his way in. They are just away from the edge of it, but they've got a little bit of time to work with. It's not too bad at phase 3, at least for now, so they've got time. But like you were saying earlier, right, all the teams that are coming from this north area, as they were fighting for so long, they have no idea of how many other teams can kind of jump straight onto them who have already been in the circle for this time.
Very true. Everybody's trying to make their way north. They know the next circle is going to go away from the southern part of the water. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see how far north it's going to end up going. But if this is going to be a Quarry ending, that's going to be a tough one, because that's an area that I believe nobody... That's like the Miramar of ERANGEL. That's an area that nobody likes to play around, especially late game.
Yeah, you want to avoid that as much as possible when it comes down to it, right? Because it becomes this kind of just pure positional plays that are where it comes down to, rather than maybe so much the raw individual skills on it.
I think one of the main issues with Quarry is that it's an area that's unlike anywhere else in ERANGEL. So it's very rare that you get a chance to really practice fighting in that area. Tifo now trying to make the run for it. Shiv's doing everything he can to get the damage done, to get the knockdown. Not going to happen though. KEBAB'S though trying to take the fight in. They're doing a ton of damage. Not something we've seen of them so far today. Shots are coming in return, but so far at least they've got everything working in their favor.
MFS, he's going to be looking, he's on the hunt, he wants to be able to finish that entire team off. The nade's coming out close to him, he's trying to look around, he's got to be very careful. The swarm's going to be eliminated now, and there's just a huge fight with all the teams trying to jump in and third party this a little bit.
And now they need to reset. They just saw the finish up on the final guy. They know for a fact this fight is over and done. We have to reset, get those meds up, because we've got teams pushing in on us, and that's exactly what's happening. We need a home, pushing on up, getting the first knock on one guy. It's just she's remaining now, so from a good fight going their way, now all of a sudden things are looking to go in their favor, but she's actually somehow made his way around the entire team.
Yeah, this is very smart from Sheesh. She's playing the long game here. He's going to try and save the day, as MFF and Fs are going to try and hide in this smoke, but it's only going to cover him for so long. Smashbay is just so close to them all. Did he just potentially catch them sneaking into it at the end? Smashbay finishes off Fsa, but is he aware of the last player within it? In the meantime, we're also going to see Reciprocity getting very close to Wizards, who have been on that heavy firefight. They've had to come from the north, and Reciprocity have been here for so long.
Yeah, Reciprocity. There's one guy down. I believe it's Hexed. He got knocked just before. CMFS got finished off there as well, but O'Connell trying to get the overview of what's going on. As we talked about just before, they were running into position. They didn't know exactly where they were or who they were up against, but now Raffi getting himself reloaded. Not going to be fast enough, though. O'Connell secures the knock. Only him and Eros left remaining alive. They have to figure, do we want to go for this fight or do we want to make the run off? He gets a quick knock, immediately runs back down the hill and repositions.
I love that from O'Connell as well, right? He knew he had the advantage. Raffi having to get that reloaded. He goes for the push and he takes advantage of it. O'Connell does have to be careful, though, because he's taken off the shot, is able to knock down Scoob and finish him off as well, but Shiv is coming up on the side. How much more can O'Connell do as the KEBAB'S are going to be eliminated?
There you go, finally taken down. Shiv comes in for the hero play, but not before they lose two players in all of that. Hexedi is down to minimal HP, still have Eros to deal with. They know kind of where he is. The circle is pushing in on Eros as well, so he has to continue on moving, but it's still a doable 1v2. Can he get the better angle on towards Shiv before they do spot him out?
Yeah, Eros looking to play the runaround game here. He can jump onto Shiv, but Shiv was well aware, and Wizards eliminated in 13th place. Pivotal positioning and smart plays coming out from Shiv.
Yep, new circle, dead pop. It's going to include Quarry, include the forest in the center. One of the best positions in the circle, I'd say. Actually not taken right now. The two shacks up there in the middle of everything. Very, very open for teams to rotate on up to. You see ELGIGANTEN and the guys from DESPERADO sharing the compound down in the far southeastern side. If this is not, if the next circle don't go down there, it's going to be a hard push on out.
QUICKMATH, though, they're engaging in it, and they're getting shot at from both sides. Sweaty Nerds, onto them while they're in the middle of it. Desperado's also, like you said, in that compound. This is a real cluster and a half.
It sure is. There's going to be very, very tough if these two teams want to both get out of this compound. It's going to be up to ELGIGANTEN for sure to make the leap first and then allow for Desperado to go up, but I'm highly, highly doubting that's going to happen. One of these teams will go down, and I'm not even sure if the second team will make it out of this compound alive either.
Desperado's looking to engage in this fight, and Elgig walking into their death. They're straight on top of it. Kills coming in, and Elgig, they're under pressure, they're under fire, and they are eliminated.
There you go. Great, great play from Desperado. They did the exact same thing yesterday when BESIKTAS tried to push them in the yellow houses just south of Yasnaya. Very, very organized as a four-man team. There's a reason they're sitting in the top right now. Great play, and now they do get to stay on the southern side as well. If they will, I'm not sure. The smarter play would probably be to push over the road now as they get a chance to, but we'll have to wait and see just exactly what they're planning on doing.
Yeah, Desperado's just about in the circle now, so they haven't got a too bad a spot. QUICKMATH, though, they found themselves right in the dead center. Not too bad at all for them, while Unique just on the edge of Quarry at the same time. And now we need a home. They're still up and playing with this. They've got a bit of a chance here. Still 11 teams remaining, though.
Rita, their flank off, unfortunately getting spotted out by Maxisor, and he will be able to get the finish up to Hexedi going down now, so Shiv is going to be all by himself. We did see him pull off some pretty miraculous plays yesterday, but if it's going to be enough with 34 people still on the server, I am not sure. Of course, he's going to have to lay low and try and see if he can use the nature and the terrain to his advantage.
Now, AVANGAR got to be very cautious here. They've got a team coming just over from the southwest side. Also a team just right down from behind them. They're going to be completely sandwiched at this point by 3 different teams. It's going to be all fire around them. But they have got the compound to hide themselves in and try and just keep a little bit more defensive while this does go on.
Dastage does get knocked here, but I was going to say, how the hell are these guys from Unity allowed to get out of this compound without being taken down? Lipson gets finished off now, got knocked by the circle. Unfortunately, Noctip will say, well, that's a free kill for me, thank you so much. But in the end, Unity will go down. Blast on, he tried to go for the rest. Unfortunately, not quite the case. Apocalypse came around for the finish off. But Smashbay now from a sneaky peeky position could do some damage. Those nades though a bit far off to the right.
Yeah, just tailed off there towards the end. It was looking good, but the bounce doesn't work out for him. Smashbay gonna have to drop that first aid kit. Needs to be ever so cautious because his teammate is knocked and everyone else is dead, and he will go down. We need a home just outside of the points. 9th place, not ideal for them, as AVANGAR are just picking up kills and knocks across the board here. They are trying to get this done. They are hungry for the kill game. Azverin stepping up, as is Snoopy, and AVANGAR, they've come alive, still engaging in these fights. Good spray down, good positioning, but it isn't just enough. Looking for team is eliminated, and this is a strong performance for him.
And this is what we talked about last game. We could see they wanted to do that third party on MEETYOURMAKERS. They wanted to push down on other teams, but them only being 3 alive, it held them back. They said, you know what, we want to do it, we just do not have the firepower to execute this quick enough and go in and get the action, get it done, and get back out. Now, all 4 guys up and running, they're just going to continue to take on these fights, and they're going to continue to do so well.
And now what was so impressive about AVANGAR there, they were literally sandwiched in that compound by 3 different teams from all different sides, and they had great awareness. They kept poking out there. They used their positions really well. Impressive start from this team. Could this be the game that AVANGAR really step things up here as they move their way into this circle? But they've got other teams now starting to shoot onto them. Maxwell does have to be careful here.
Lives with the scare. Now they have all the info in the world that BESIKTAS is just on the other side of the hill. They are making their way on up. You see them smoking off, trying to see if they can grant themselves some more cover. But those nades are going to come in and they're going to do a ton of damage. Tamil gets eliminated immediately. Maxisor gets down Simsi as well. And now for Lux, all he can do, last remaining player, is chill out on his chest, try to see if he can stay up by himself. And not going to happen. Snoopy goes down, but there's still 3 more players to be taken out.
Smart play here from Lux. He's got to try and save the day here for BESIKTAS. Can he get it done? He's going to drop the smoke down as well. If he can get a res off here, it would be absolutely huge. But the nades come out, and it's going to be very difficult now for him. Simsy drops, but Snoopy drops in return. Damage is being done, and Maxi, he's got to be careful as well. He's taking some extra damage. He is low, and Lux is just going to prone down and bide his time for that little bit longer as AVANGAR smartly fall away. They're going to go reposition themselves down towards the south now and try and play it smart. Now, VENKONAS, they're on your screens right now. We haven't seen massive amounts of them across both days here, and yet they're still involved. Top 7 teams remaining.
Lost 2 players early on, and now they're trying to safely make that push on around, but they do have to cross the road from Corey, and they have all of the... well, actually, there's still 4 guys up. Sorry, I'm completely misleading here, but they still have Unique to deal with on the northern side of Corey. Maxisor and company, though, making their way further around the southern side. Sorry, James. And trying to get more info on what they have to deal with next.
Now, Tess could find himself in a nice spot at the moment. He's just getting the information here, but he does need his teammate a little bit closer to try and help him. If they can play off the top of this, then they might be able to surprise Unique a little bit. The nade's coming out there, thinks he's going to be closer than what he is for now. And regardless, Desperados, they're still up and running, but AVANGAR are engaging in them. The knock comes in, and this is looking... all we've seen for like the last few minutes is AVANGAR on your kill feed consistently.
Pushing from one fight straight into another. That's how we know they like to play. Gotta stay active. Once you're warm, you gotta grind it while you can do so. Ooh, look at that. They do not know Drainage is there. One with the foliage, trying to see if he can get a good spot, a good angle before he starts shooting.
And this is what I love. Drainage is playing this so well, not giving away his position. He's getting all the information here. This is the smart play. There's already 4 kills up on his team. He's there with Play With Me as well, so they've got a good opportunity here.
See, players are going down. The Ubika kind of went down without any sort of retaliation coming in. He's trying to make his way across. Not going to happen. Drainey's taking down guy number 2 as well. And Uri's trying to come down and do some help, but we're not sure if it's going to be possible for them at all. Once again, Desperado eliminated. This time around, Maxisor and Aspirin doing all the damage needed. 10 kills for AVANGAR now.
Yeah, AVANGAR, they are certainly coming alive in day 2. They weren't happy with day 1, and now it's time for them to shine. They've gone on the full rotation, got themselves in a good spot. Meanwhile, though, Unique Drainey is here. ready, still in this bush, and they were kind of aware of his position, but they didn't want to engage with him. He had such good cover. He's looking for it now as well. He's just not having to engage in the fight. They do need to be careful because QUICKMATH quickly sneaking up behind him, and this could put an end to it all. And that's exactly what could potentially happen. It's VENKONAS who are heavily under fire here. This is really nice. QUICKMATH just come alive and get involved in it. They're not going to be sneaked around there. They're going to eliminate Team Unique, and they knew he was in that bush the entire time.
Picture perfect third party coming in from QUICKMATH. We saw it yesterday, we've seen it today earlier, and now we see it once again. They did the exact same thing on AVANGAR. Once you go in, you do not shoot immediately. You see that first guy, where's the second? We know there's still two guys. Good, now we have the info on both of them. Boom, go in, get the execute, turn around, and start fighting again. Looks, he tried to stay alive for so long, but this might be a bit too much. There you go, Asterin secures himself with the 5 kills and the rampage for him, but no more fight or no more stalemates because QUICKMATH is on next.
BESIKTAS, though, finishing in 4th place. They'll be pretty happy with that. A good effort considering Lux was all alone for that time. AVANGAR, again, looking to engage in this next fight. And they've isolated one of the QUICKMATH players. Can they continue to fire this off? Because he's now having to back away and hope that his team can come and give him a little bit more fight so he can live to fight another day.
C2OUO just trying to sneakily make his way around. Use that audio. See if you can get some info onto where other people are. But they've kind of sort of. I mean, it started with BenQ and Siphon. They pushed around the southern side and then decided to sort of back off when they lost one player in doing so. And them laying low. You see, AVANGAR clearly wants to go out and get some kills. I mean, they're on the hunt. They know that they're warm now. They're doing exactly what they need to. They've taken control of the situation. They're trying to spread out and get info. And then you have on the northwestern side, QUICKMATH kind of laying low. I mean, QUICKMATH is a team that will take the engagement when they have to, but they're not going to try and force themselves into a fight where there's a big chance they might not get out on top. Right now, they're sitting on the downhill sort of incline on the northern side, which means they cannot get the info on where anyone else is. They're not going to take those peaks, maybe before they get a chance to third party.
And this is what the difference is between those teams, right? You know that both Sweaty Nerds and AVANGAR are quite happy to go for them very confident engagements, go straight in for the fights here, while QUICKMATH, they're going to play a little bit steadier, a little bit slower, and work their way around here. Now, Sweaty Nerds, they're a little bit split, but good position. They've got a good crossfire here that for both teams, they start to push into him, they might be able to see into him. Siphon is in such a great spot as well, because he's just hiding away right now, looking to see what's going on around him. AVANGAR will have to be pretty damn cautious.
Did Siphon wish that game director had not put that one little leaf there? He would have seen Max's soul down by the rope, but not quite the case. Circle does somewhat send up. This final circle, of course, is a rather big one as opposed to what we've been used to earlier. Just 30 seconds to go until it's going to start closing in. We will see all of QUICKMATH forced to make that push around. Siphon does get spotted out by Maxisol in the end. That push can only cover him for so long, and down he will go. There you go. In the end, Maxisol as well. 5 kills for him. And this, as you said earlier, James, is the game that AVANGAR needs to bounce back.
Yeah, this is going to help AVANGAR massively here. They've been on the kill field all game long. They had that great position from the start, right? It all worked out in their favor. Can they come in and finish it off? QUICKMATH are looking to try and catch them off guard here as we see them start to run around a little bit. It's going to be BenQ just biding his time as the only remaining member of Sweaty Nerds.
I mean, how many times have we seen QUICKMATH in these final circle
so
fights?
many.
They've been in pretty much all the games we saw yesterday, and now they've done it twice today as well. Asterin goes down. Jupesic, great concentration from him. 7 kills for the team so far. Trying to, of course, get themselves some more on a victory in game number 2. BenQ has been spotted out now as well. You see Pelsic wants to get up over and help, but no help needed. OUO gets the finish off, and now it's down to a 3v2.
This is going to be very interesting. QUICKMATH have found themselves into it. Can they get it done? Another win would be absolutely huge. They won the first game of day 1. Can they pull it off again here? AVANGAR, they've come alive, but is it all just for them to be going down at the last minute? These nades coming out. It's this last final battle. They're aware of the positions coming into play here. QUICKMATH have a massive advantage as well. Jupesic, he's looking for it. Scoping around, trying to get it done. He has a good idea of where Maxi could be, but he's not going to let his position be known just yet.
No, you see OUO, he's flanking around the right side. They know exactly where they have them. It's just going to be a matter of who spots who first. Jupesic continues to push around the side of the circle. Now OUO spots out one, gets the knock on towards him. Let's see if Maxisol can do this 1v3.
Maxi all alone, getting sprayed down here, somehow staying alive. Jupesic gets it, finishes it off. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And QUICKMATH get their second win. And we go into day 2 with them leading it up now.